Hello viewers, welcome back. Well, before I begin to describe this thing, let's see animation in front of my face. Well, this is really interesting. So you might think, what are these lines which are spinning in this generator? So we will have to describe this, but I cannot do it without getting on the big screen. So this generator is static electricity generator without moving parts, stator and rotor. And we will see how this should work. So this is called Alberto Molina Martinez antimatter electrical generator. And obviously we are getting antimatter into the loop to describe how this works. And antimatter and some collision of particles will be the case of explaining how this in theory should work. So let's get to the big screen and start describing what's going on there. Well, what would man say at the beginning? This is anything but simple. And really this is the case with static electricity generators. And how this one should work. Let's try at least to describe this, because Alberto Molina Martinez did very comprehensive patent research, which you can check and download on the link in the description below. But before that, let me try to explain it how this should work. Okay, so what the hell are these lines? So these lines are a rotational electromagnetic field which gets to life by applying the three-phase current, electrical current, to these 3 points. So these 3 coils being energized with 380 volts, and something will happen then. So we have this rotational magnetic field which is created. And why there is no moving parts here? Because we have this yellow part in the middle, and in this one which you don't see very clearly here, this is the self-reflecting chamber. And within and outside of the reflecting chamber is the lasing medium. So what happens when we applied 380 volts to these copper coils? Well, this lasing medium inside of this, let's say, which surround this self-reflecting chamber, it will create photons will be created, so particles of photon will be created, and then, because this is what name says, a self-reflecting chamber, when photons will be induced inside of this chamber, they will begin to spread indefinitely. And because it's a self-reflecting chamber, with the time they will start to collide. These photons created inside of this chamber by applying this 380 volts will begin to collide, because they will increasingly spread and become more and more of them. And what happens then? Then when they are colliding, they will be, so they cannot escape. So this is the first point. They are colliding inside of the chamber, but they cannot escape. But when they collide, so when the photons collide, antimatter particles will be created. And then those antimatter particles will be able to escape of this, let's say, this lasing medium outside of the self-reflecting chambers, and then they will come to this green would be our iron cores. And they will collide, and they will be able to escape the self-reflecting chambers. We will create antimatter, and we will create some kind of virtual electromagnetic field like it's created in the rotor and stator in the classical generator. And basically these virtual lines which are spinning will be our, let's say, static rotational electromagnetic field, which is created by this process of collision of the photons and positrons or whatever. You have to read the patent entirely to clearly understand it, but this is the general idea. So when we energize these coils, and
photons are created in this lasing medium inside of so because they are inside of self-reflecting chambers, they cannot escape, but since they will increase and increase, and collision will begin to occur in between those photons, and then antimatter particles will be created, which will help us to create electricity. So this patent has 100 pages, so you have to read it entirely to clearly understand. But generally, this is how Alberto Molina Martinez imagines the future energy crisis should be solved. So this is it, what can I tell you.
In the end, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Alberto Molina Martinez static electricity generator? And yeah, don't be shy, you can write anything. I am glad to read these comments. And then what can I say for the end? This is theory. This is only theory. I don't think that this is actual proven patent that it really works. It has a theory of this antimatter creation, which is really difficult, even when you read on the internet what that is. Very difficult is to create an antimatter from the matter, yeah? And yeah, a huge energy is released, that's for sure. Like in atomic bomb, a huge energy is released from the atoms itself with the collision of this when this chain reaction happens. I think something similar is behind of this electricity generator, and I wouldn't say how much safe that is and how safe it should be, but maybe it could work. I'm not sure. Read the patent, leave your comments, and stay tuned on my channel because next video will come soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.